Hello all. Well, another foggy, drizzly, drippy day here in San Francisco. 57 where I left. I think it's about 65 now. The Greenland ice sheet is melting. Between 1900 and 1970, Greenland ice sheet lost 1,919 cubic miles, or 8,000 cubic kilometers of ice. But from 1970 to 2000, it lost 3,119 cubic miles of ice, or 13,000 cubic kilometers. That's amazing. That's a lot of ice it's lost. The big problem is the jet stream. The jet stream, the temperature between the mid-latitudes and the difference between that and the temperature at the poles is what causes the jet stream to either speed up and straighten up, which is what we've always had, or if there's not much difference in weather-wise between the two temperatures, the jet stream begins to wind around the planet. And that winding really causes trouble with, it can give one area continuous storms for months on end, while the other area is all dry because the jet stream just sits there in that configuration. So the dry never get any rain and the wet just get endless rain. And that's why we're seeing such a horrendous flood event this summer. Both in Europe and now in China is really wreaking havoc with torrential rains. Nowadays, big storms tend to drop between 5 and 10% more rain per event. And we're just kind of at the beginning of this. Like I said, every year we'll think, oh, how cool it was last year compared to this year. Every year now we'll see it getting warmer and hotter and more muggy, more dry, bigger storms, much bigger storms, more of them. So typhoons in Asia have intensified by 12 to 15%. Their destructive power has also increased by 50% since 2019, and world infrastructure losses are expected to rise from 3 trillion a year to 35 trillion by 2070. Can you believe that? So that'll end insurance companies for sure, because they won't be able to afford it whatsoever. I noticed that these big rain events are getting lots of camera time, along with all the fires. I wonder how long it will take to wake everybody up into making these politicians actually do something with their lives other than just endless party. We're in a bus and we're headed right for a barrier, a concrete barrier. The driver isn't looking, he's off partying. Everybody else in the bus is partying, and somebody looks up and says, hey, I think we should pay attention. Hello, hello, hello. Why bother? And then they just go for another drink as the bus starts to careen into the cement pillar at full speed. That's exactly what the planet Earth is doing right now. And it's done it many times in the past, where all species had to be eliminated, or most of them, and the Earth started over. The Earth started over. A lot of people think that you just can't do something yourself that would make any difference. Well, if everybody did that, then there would be a difference, wouldn't there? And there's no other way, there's no other situation. There's either the politicians and the people, or the people without the politician. Either way, if you guys want to survive much longer in a livable world, we'll still be here in 50 years, but it's not going to be much of a world to live in. We're going to be in bad shape in 50 years, really bad shape. And unfortunately, these cataclysmic events only happen here and there, spotty. It's not worldwide. So only the people that went through it remember it, and they forget all about it within a couple of years. And life goes on as normal. They get in their huge SUV and drive off to an hour-and-a-half commute to go to work, and then an hour-and-a-half back in this giant SUV that's like being in an office. But maybe that's the point of it all, is the office on wheels. Unbelievable. We really need to get a fix on this right now. We're running out of time fast. Everybody knows it now. The question is, how far will the push go? Will there be a push? Or will we just ignore it as usual and continue on with the big vehicles, the boats, going on long vacations, and what we put in our mouth. All these things are places we could fix, but I don't know, people don't really seem to want to fix things anymore. So, walking this morning, I noticed we have something new. Mushrooms growing now. Usually our mushroom season's in the early spring, January, February kind of thing. But here, they're right down here. Yeah, the environment, it's becoming sick and doesn't know what's supposed to be growing and when it's not supposed to be growing. That's not a fluke. There's several others. And, well, I guess that's another norm. The seasonal thing will change over and over again. So, I appreciate the ups, the downs, the new subscribers, definitely the comments. I always like reading the comments. It gives the channel a little bit of surrealism, as if you actually do have an audience. We'll see you later.